Welcome back to my channel. This is Lily's Crafty Corner. I have several things I want to share with you today. I had a very crafty weekend. A lot of you may not know this. I'm a major NASCAR fan. So this was a very racy weekend, as we like to call it. So while watching the races, I decided it was a good idea to do some crafting. And one of the things that had been a little bit of a thorn in my side, I never felt, even though I had done several wands or rosettes, I never felt that comfortable or happy with them. And, you know, it was funny. I was watching one of May's Made It. And, you know, she gave the same directions, whatever it was. I just felt less anxiety over doing it. And her measurements are 1.5 wide by 12 inches long. And I have to say, they came, when I put them together, for some reason it went very easy. So I decided to make a few more to practice. And so here they are. The first one I took, again, made the rosette. And then I have the punch to do the scallop. So I did that, and then I did a smaller circle. And I just, my daughter and I picked up some new punches from Fiskars that were on clearance at Joann's a bit ago. And one was this snowflake. And then I added the little piece of bling there that actually was from the Dollar Tree. And I just found that for whatever reason, everything just went together so simply for me. The other thing I did, I have the original Cricut with the cartridges, and I call it my little dinosaur. I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunately, but the darn thing works so good, as even though I would like to upgrade, I just find it hard to justify the cost. So anyway, I did put in one of the cartridges, and I made the scallop piece, and this happens to be a 4-inch, and it came out really nice. I put it all together with a little hot glue, and I'm very happy. I took stickles and put them on the little humps of the scallop, and it really worked out well. And I did the same process for this one, and again, I just used the same things, but it came out nice, and I like the way the back looks. And I think that is probably other than the fact that May just calmed me down for whatever reason to put it together. And then I used the doily type thing to put on the back, and it's just gorgeous. This one I didn't put the stickles on yet because I think I'm just about out of my gold stickles. So I do need to pick up some of that. But this one I decorated with a button and a gem. But I thought, again, they came out really cute. And I can't wait to add. I still have to add the, you know, the lace and the bows and stuff. I just haven't quite found what I'm looking for. I've tried a few things that I had, and I'm really not happy with them. So the next thing I wanted to share with you is I just picked up online the Graphic 45 Christmas one for this year, paper pack, and I started making the ATCs. These are actually for a pocket letter that I'm going to do, and I haven't quite got it all together yet, but I thought I would just do a quick sneak peek. I'd cut them obviously at the 2.5 by 3.5. I cut these down. I pop them up on some foam. I prefer using a piece of, you know, foam that comes 8.5 by 11, the squares, and then gluing it on and cutting, you know, fussy cutting around it. I just find that it gives a sturdier pop. The other thing I did on the back of this, I put down score tape after I had done that. And I took the eyelash trim and I stuck it to that on the score tape. I find when I use the score tape to adhere trims, laces, and so forth, the fabric, it holds much neater and for a longer period of time. The other thing at Michael's, we picked up some washi tape, and it was a thin, and I just put it around the top and the bottom because the sides were actually kind of trimmed out, so it kind of framed it. Then I just took a button and attached that with, put some twine, baker's twine through it and tied a knot, and I thought it really came out cute. These two aren't finished yet, day 2 of the Advent, but I did stick a little button on there and used a little bit of stickles in there. And then I also did the day 3, and I just put a piece that I had trimmed off one of, when I was doing the papers, and added that. And then this was already on the piece of ephemera, and I added a little button and used some red stickles. Again, these aren't quite done yet, but I just thought I would give you a sneak peek on what I was working on there. The other thing that's going to go with that is a small mini album. And what this is really so super cute and easy. I saw this, somebody had done it in, I don't know if I received it in a swap or if I watched somebody do it or if my daughter received it in a swap. However, what you do is you cut it, decide on what you want the size, whether it's 3.5, 4 in the height. And then I chose to do 10 across because I can do 2.5. And basically how I folded it, I was doing it with the scoreboard. And to be honest with you, I do better without the scoreboard. So basically what I did was I lined it up as best I could and folded it in half. Then I took one end and folded it to the middle and did the other. And then gently, moving them back and forth so that we don't break it too much. They're still going to crack because it is a thicker paper, but then you can accordion it. And all you have to do is decide which side you want for the top so that it'll open like a book. And that's what I did here. And I love the fact that this is double-sided paper. It just makes it easier with the matting. And then I do want to do some more embellishments on the inside. Again, I haven't decided what yet, but I think it'll be really cute. And then from May also, I have one of those stamps that say place photo here. And I do plan on, putting that in there. One of the other things that I was busy working on in stages, these, believe it or not, are 2 of those ugly orange pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. And I love to decoupage with the napkins, but I also do not like, and I just find it's horrible, is the liquid that people like, the stuff that most people like to use that's famous out there. And the first part of it says mod. It just, to me, is messy. It wrinkles far too much. What I much prefer using, which I've mentioned several times, is Liquitex Gloss Gel. Now, you can get it in the matte. And I happen to have, this was gifted to me from my husband. He has an incredible model train set. And when he had been doing a lot of work on it and making things, and he used this. So when he was finished with it, which was almost full, he gave it to me. And I have used it on several projects. And basically what I did was on them, I took Folk Art cream colored, I don't know if it was linen, it was something like that. And I just put a coat of that on both of these. Then after it was dry, I took and I decided what napkins I wanted to use. And both of these happened to come from Tuesday Morning. And I cut them up and I put them on. Now you will get some wrinkling, I will say. However, with that being said, it's much less than if you use the other liquid. The other thing is that I also did the top, the stem, and then I had these sunflowers that I don't know if they were Hobby Lobby. They were one of the stores, but they were on clearance. They definitely were not Dollar Tree. And maybe even Walmart. I can't remember. But then I took twine, wrapped it around, and I made a bow. And the bow was simple, very simple. I just wrapped it around my fingers and then put, went squeezed into the middle, wrapped it with another piece of twine, tied it up into a knot, and then hot glued it on here and then put the flower on top. And I really think it made an adorable bow. Basically, I did the same thing with this one, with the napkins from Tuesday morning. This one I added a few more flowers, and I ordered added the pumpkin, which was from Dollar Tree, and so were these leaves. These came in from the Dollar Tree too, and I thought they were quite nice. And here's what same thing with the bow. I looped it, tied the middle with a knot, and then just left the loose ends here, left a tail on each end. Hot glued it on, and it really looks cute. Now, the thing is, I know with any of the decoupage things, you get that tackiness, and that drives me absolutely insane. So what I find works great for me is Rust-Oleum's American Accents Ultra Cover Clear Matte. Now, you can get a gloss, but I still ended up with a little bit of a gloss, and I don't know if that's because the gel was a gloss to begin with, but this one seems to be a little bit less, so I'm not quite sure. I think the matte still has a little bit of a gloss thing to it. So that's, and I love these. And these are going to be part of my, on my fireplace, around my fireplace. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you was, everybody likes to use the envelopes to make the mini albums. Well, this one I made, and I haven't finished it again, but it's kind of a sneak peek. I'm going on a trip with a friend of mine in November. We're going to Florida to Epcot. We're going to go for a week, but we're only going to be at Epcot for 2 or 3 days. They're having, because I'm a fan of wine, and I do like to go to wine tastings and different wine events. And they're going to have one at Epcot, and I think the last day of it ends around the 10th, and I think we're going from the 6th to the 9th, so, which I think is just absolutely awesome. So I made a book to take along, and basically, again, I inked the sides of this. I used Tim Holtz, what is that? The frayed burlap. I did that, and then I took different papers. Now, this one, these were just various papers. They were from various paper packs that I've had forever. And I couldn't even tell you where I got them from. But I covered the front and the back for a place. Then I made a hole with the 1-inch punch. And I just kind of went halfway and I tried to eye it. And then I stuck in a mat, front and back. And it fits nicely in. And again, basically, to give measurements, it's difficult because I used the legal size envelope, and then I decided how wide I wanted the binding to be. And then, I matted the back. And on the front, again, this one I did. And again, there's no decorating yet, no embellishments yet, because I think what I want to do is once I go to the event, I want to pick up a lot of things there that I will use as embellishments when I get back, so I will definitely share that. And these are corks. And these, see, yes, you have to get behind that little flap, and because these fit right in. Now, I did something, let me see if I can get there. I did something a little different with one of them. Yes, I decided to make it a little bit more interactive, and I made the flap, which I just made it the size that I knew that it was going to be, the right size, and then added 1/2 inch, and then did a scoring on that. This happens to be just an FYI. This is a napkin, and this also, I can't remember if it was from Tuesday morning or if I received it in a swap, but I used the glue stick, and the glue stick actually makes it nice and easy. It's soft, it doesn't wrinkle, so it's great for the paper. And then, of course, I have a place to put it there. I also, again, it's the same thing right through until we get to the end. And then I put the interaction so that it would open from the back. So I just thought that was kind of cute. And it was easy. Actually, I have a tiny hole punch that's actually Tim Holtz. And I use that to cut these. I did it here and here. And then I just fed through some baker's twine. Again, like I said, this is not quite done, but when I get back from my trip, I'm going to embellish and, have things that I'll want to add. The last thing I want to mention to you is picked up this mini board. It's Love Nicole, and what it is, it's a mini scoreboard, and I find this works great. There's a couple of good things about it. One of them is that it goes to 5.5 inches. And it just, if you're doing something small, it's so much easier to use to do a small piece. Plus, if you're to score. Plus, if you're going to do some traveling, it works great. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention, I have the 1, 2, 3 punch board. How we are memory keepers. However, on the back of this, it shows you the sizes to make your cards. Now, the largest one that it looks like you can make would be card size is 5 1/8 by 7, which is an A7 card. That's the largest you can make on here, but it gives you detailed directions, and it even shows you the pictures of what to do, and you have all the lineups here. Plus, it shows you these little embossings that you can do on your envelopes when you make them. And one of the reasons I wanted to mention this was I believe it's around $12, $13. However, if you have your 40% coupon, you're going to bring that down to well under $10. And if you're on a budget, it really is a big deal. Because I know some of these things can be really pricey. But again, for under $10, like roughly what, $8, $9, you have not only your score guide, and a bone folder, which you can use regardless for that, for burnishing and so forth. You also have the directions and the guide to make envelopes. So I just wanted to throw that out as a little extra. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, I would really appreciate you subscribing, hitting that little red bell so you'll know that you'll get more. I plan on doing more videos like this, and I am getting ready to start to do my first tutorial. I have to practice a little bit more. Not that I will not, if I make a mistake, I will definitely keep it in. However, I have to feel more confident. I think I'm not sure if haven't done quite 10 videos yet, or maybe just hit 10. But I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.